Hey guys, welcome back. What session are we on here? Is this session 5? Session 6? Session
Um,
5? I think this is 5.
I don't know.
Alright guys. Hi, what's going on everybody? Welcome to session 5 of Roman D&D. You got me, the DM, Ritch here, and got our mighty hero who's been just kicking some ass lately, Gervas, aka Reiss. Reiss, tell me, before we get this party started, tell me how you're feeling right now.
Well, I'm hoping my rolls continue to be this awesome,
I can't wait for
but
you to get fucked. That's what I'm ready for.
well, maybe
Okay,
these virtual
good.
dice will be kind to me this episode.
You got Jupiter's favor right now.
Oh, do I?
You must have some God's favor. All right, so last episode, you may have known it ended rather drunk,
A little bit.
but it was still great. There may be some things in there, some slurred words, some good endings, and so maybe a couple of things that may not have quite ended out maybe as they should have. I think I remember a guy falling to the ground even though he's already on the ground when he crit failed. I mean, he didn't. He was rolling to try to push you off, but when he crit failed, I said he fell to the ground, and yes, I think that's how that ended up happening. Overall, you want to explain this? You want me to do it?
I think you're doing pretty good.
All right. I think you should do it. Practice for your DM.
All right.
All right. So yeah, go into detail on what you did. I'll explain Gallus's reactions.
All right. So we were in the market,
What
and
were you doing in the market?
Gallus was, picking up some stuff, and we were going to get armor. I was, but that didn't happen. But anyway, we ran into I forget his name, the other house.
House of Metrodora.
Metrodor, yeah.
Pretty big name, pretty big rival. Remember the name.
Alright, we ran into that guy, and he had one of his gladiators or slaves with him. And he claimed that I would fall to this guy.
Who?
Now, I recognize this guy,
Name was Terralius.
Terralius.
Yeah, it was not on purpose. I made it up on the fly, and it happened to be, if anybody knows, like Terralius.
Yeah, a little bit with a D. So, yeah, anyway, I knew this guy from my homeland. We weren't exactly friends, but he did help me in something. It was in my backstory, so.
Right.
Anyway,
Which we know about.
yeah. So we set up a little brawl right there in the market.
Real quick, I'll show the map. He went around from from shop to shop, mainly stopping here at the food store, getting a little bit of jewelry, and we ended up moving down here to the other food shop. On the way to the food shop, ran into Metrodora, and the fight took place right here, basically right to the south part of the whipping post.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so we having our brawl. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember. Did I critical on the first hit?
I don't think it was the first hit. I think it was the second hit.
Okay, because it was a good start.
It was a really good start.
But yeah, I remember.
No, yeah, you did crit on first hit.
Was it first hit?
Yeah, because he went to block, and you came down right on his face.
Oh yeah, I broke his nose right there.
Broke his nose.
Yeah, so yeah, I broke his nose.
First,
We fought
first punch.
first punch, which was great start. Some. He basically got his ass kicked. I think he hit me once.
Yeah,
Is that right?
I think he hit you once or twice. Yeah, it wasn't nothing of note though.
Yeah. He got a critical on me, but that was like nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so eventually he got knocked out by me.
Which was a very weird knockout, I will say, as a DM, but it sounded right, and even though he still had health points left, HP left, and he was knocked out, I know it may appear weird, but it does happen, because when you get knocked out, yeah, you're unconscious, but there's times, where you're unconscious, and you should have hit points, so that's how I feel. I think it was pretty good.
Cool. Yeah. So yeah, I continued to bash his skull in while kicking it.
Oh, so you...
Or stomping down.
Yeah,
on
you
it.
stomped his skull in.
At one point, I showed Machidora the smashed remains of this guy.
Yeah, you kicked his head in. You saw him looking at you for the last kick or two, and you guys made eye contact. You held eye contact, and when you noticed he kept holding eye contact, you lifted his head up, which I kind of baby walked you through that. I think I basically told that story.
I don't know. It was my idea to lift his head up.
True. I think they're either way.
You just explained it really well.
Yeah, I went into a lot of detail, but I feel like that's what your character would have done. He said he's pretty ruthless.
Yes.
You did hesitate.
I did.
A couple of times looking at Gallus, kind of unsure what to do in the situation, it appeared. But with that being said, you then basically walked out.
We left.
Yeah, dropped the microphone, walked out. Half mile up the road, still talking to Gallus. Gallus said we left because you had the crowd, and whenever you have the crowd, you just want to leave because they want you even more, because they don't have the chance to basically marvel over what you've just done or marvel in your presence type thing. And he said you guys would come back later for armor, and then at that point he also introduced the games of Trajan, which would be happening very soon. Trajan is the emperor of all Rome. There's no set date yet that you're aware of, but he has basically extended a full outright invitation, and by invitation it's obviously a command, for you to fight in the games of Trajan.
Awesome. Can't wait.
And that's where we are now. We left. We started. We ended last session drunk with no. What do you call it? The thing you do at the end.
Shoutouts.
No shoutouts. So, with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and start, and we'll make sure we get shoutouts this time.
Yeah.
All right. So you're walking. You're half mile up the road still, and that's where we've left off.
All right. So I guess we just walk back.
Yeah, you guys are walking back, and he just kind of said, the games of Trajan are coming up, and it's basically said you're going to be in them. That's basically, as far as I can remember, that's where we left off.
Yes, that's where we left off. So we're walking back. How did his bodyguard react?
You were so in the moment you didn't even realize.
I didn't realize. Shit. Okay, that's cool.
You said that yourself.
Oh, did I?
No, you said you were in the moment.
Oh. Damn, should have rolled for like a perception on that one.
If you wouldn't have said you were in the moment, I would have let you. But since you were so blood crazed, you said.
Yeah. All right, that's cool. I guess we just go back then. Whatever happens next.
All right. Do you ask him any other questions? I know you'd asked about your armor, and he said.
Oh, what time is it?
It's midday. You guys. He took you out. It's actually probably about 9:30, 10.
Shit.
He took you out of your first session of training when you were sparring with some people.
Yeah. Wait, so it's morning still, or?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it's like 9:30, 10.
I'll just ask him if I am to continue training.
When we return to the villa, yes.
Okay. I imagine I'm pretty dirty with blood.
Yeah, you definitely got some blood stained on you, and just splattered. I don't know how to say it. Like, I don't want to say splattered, but that's basically what it is. And spattered sounds like a good word to use, even though it may not even have a real definition to it.
Yeah,
but it's like speckled all over your body, torso up, and your foot is covered in blood. And you actually, when you look down, you still see that there's maybe some brains in there.
I might kind of like scrape those off.
Yeah, I can understand why. All right. So you head back. Really, no other words are said. You both are just kind of in the moment. Gallus is relishing the thought of victory against Metrodora in the most vile of ways, like you just did.
Yep.
And you are probably just so caught up in the moment, thinking about killing another man. I think. I don't know. What's going through your mind at this point? So everyone else
maybe
knows.
not killing another man, but I'm like caught up in the moment of, I'm really like pumped up about that, and I'm excited about the games.
Okay.
That he mentioned.
All right. So you get back to the villa, and everyone just got done eating, and they're now back to training.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like an early day. Normally they wouldn't start their second session until 12.
Yeah.
But it's about 10:30. We'll just say it's 10:30. Okay. And the first session normally starts about 9. Goes for, there's 4 sessions of 20 minutes, I think I said.
I think so.
So that's 20, 40, 60, an hour and a half. So yeah, I mean it's 10:30. They finished about 10:20. So they had about 10 minutes to eat and drink, and they're back at it already again, in early morning.
Okay.
And it is summer. I guess I should go and talk about the weather. You could tell it is summer. It's rather hot on most days. Um, you are allowed more drink than normal,
Okay.
if you request it when you're eating.
Okay.
But it does tend to get rather warm in midday, and it hasn't rained in about 3 or 4 days.
Okay.
Yeah, and you've only been here for 3 or 4 days, so it
Yeah.
hasn't rained since you've been here.
Cool.
But it's rained recently. There's obviously water inside of the courtyard, inside of the Ludus.
Yeah.
So, all right.
All
So
right.
you get back. He says, feel free to eat, and then when you're able, when you're done eating, get back to training. The games for Emperor Trajan will not be easy.
All right. That's what I do.
All right. So you grab some food. As always, it's never too filling. You're always left wanting more, even though it's shitty.
Yeah.
How much water do you drink? You just drink a glass, or you get another one?
I'll get another one.
All right, you get two. You gulp it down. You're still kind of parched, but you're like, oh, I've had enough. Let's get back to training.
Yeah.
All right. So with that said, you're back to training. You are weightlifting first,
Okay.
and are you doing anything?
Who's with me?
It is Vilius.
Bilius. I'll ask him how he's doing.
Says doing good about yourself. And again, guys, when we're in these sessions here, I think this is one of the greatest opportunities for him to learn more about the characters that he's with. So obviously during weight training, you're not going to be talking a lot, and so it is kind of unrealistic. But I think it's probably the best time outside of like sleeping and things like that for him to actually talk to the other gladiators, and that's why we do it now.
Mm-hmm. Bilius, how you doing?
I'm good, friend. How are you?
I feel fantastic.
I see. You got some blood on you there.
A little bit.
A lot of it, yeah. Oh,
Yeah, you're
God,
right. A lot of
sick.
it.
Yeah, it's kind of just almost like blood rained on you there, and you looks like you may have killed a man with your foot. I'm not gonna lie.
That might have been what happened, to be honest.
Are you trying to tell me that's what happened?
Yes, that's definitely what happened.
Okay. So what happened?
The House of Metrodora, right?
Mm-hmm. Indeed, you will hear of them many a time in your long stay here at the House of Aurelius.
I believe I will.
No, you
Because I
will.
killed one of their men.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Was he a slave, a gladiator, or to
I don't-
be a
yeah.
gladiator, or
I don't know.
did he have the mark?
The mark?
Yeah. Was there an M on his shoulder?
I didn't recognize it if it was.
Do you want to roll to see if you saw it?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Because I didn't
Oh.
even know about that.
Yep.
I rolled D20, right?
Yeah. Just roll a d20 plus your perception. Just roll a 3d8, 3d6 right now. 3d 46, 46, 46.
46.
Yeah.
15.
6, 12. Take the highest 3. It's 14. Perception is 14. You might want to write that down.
Oh, I already rolled a perception and it's
Oh.
14.
Okay, cool. All right, so d20 plus 14.
That's awesome. All right, D20 plus 14. $29.
Yes,
I did notice.
you did notice it.
Yes, he was marked.
Ah, so then it's always a nice thing. Was it a worthy kill? I mean, he's dead, not just knocked out or something?
No, he's completely dead.
Okay, all right.
I still have some brains on my foot, actually.
Yeah, I'm not going to look at those. That seems rather disgusting. You should probably get that removed.
I definitely will.
Thank God.
But yeah, he's no longer on this earth.
What was his name?
Okay, I would have known his name. Shit. It was Terralius.
Terralius. Must have been a noob.
What?
He doesn't say that.
What?
Said must have been a noob.
What?
A noob.
Oh, a noob.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
trying to say he must have been a newcomer.
Must
I,
be.
I haven't heard of Terralius before.
I knew him.
Yeah, how do you know him?
He was one of the soldiers back in my homeland.
Okay, so we're getting somewhere. It's the first time I've heard about you being a soldier. We haven't talked too much about your past.
Yeah.
I mean, we know that you were a deserter.
I'm just gonna start laughing with him.
Yeah, he laughed at that when he said it. But so you were a soldier.
Yes, it was.
Okay. So you deserted an army?
Um,
I, I'm just trying to put pieces together here.
more. Okay. My commanding officer.
You're general.
Yeah, general.
Okay. Well, he uses the Roman way.
Okay, I'll just say commanding officer. Um, was making shit calls.
How so? Like, what kind of calls was he making?
Stupid decisions. Like we could have easily taken over one of those barbaric villages, but he just wanted to pull out and let them regain their strength.
Sometimes pulling out's the best way, though. And he chuckles when he says that.
I will too. That's funny. This guy. Oh my god.
He's a bro.
He's the funny guy.
Mm-mm.
Is this not the funny guy? Because he's making a shit ton of jokes right now.
Well, yeah, but he's a bro.
Oh, yeah, I have bro next to him. But yeah,
First
yeah,
guy you talk to, basically.
yeah. So I took control and took over that village. Came home
Now,
and
how does one do so? I would love.
well, I had
Let me hear this, because I would love to take this over.
I what?
He's talking about the Ludus.
Oh, you would okay.
I'd love to own my own Ludus someday.
That would be pretty cool. Yeah, so I took command by
How?
ending his life. It wasn't that much of a struggle. I had most of the men with me. Only a few resisted.
So he kind of stops lifting and looks at you. And he's like, "You killed your commanding officer."
Yes.
Like, that's what he would do if you guys weren't lifting.
He did what?
Like, he won't. Like, he can't. He's not gonna
Oh,
stop
okay.
lifting, obviously.
Yeah.
But that's what he would do. So I'm trying to give like an insight on how all that would happen. So you killed your general.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I can see why that would lead to desertion.
You can see why that would lead to desertion.
Yeah, most of the time you kill a commanding officer or general, you die.
Well, I had most of that portion of the army on my side, but for some reason, others didn't feel that way.
And by others, you mean
The rest of my people.
so and you hear him almost say slaves, but he doesn't. He says so. He's like so the people that can't defend themselves.
Yes.
Seems like a rather weird country that
Yeah, it was
one of
all,
the most protective people is casted out,
it was the most fucked up thing.
even though a lot of the army appeared to have been in your favor.
I wouldn't say most, just that portion that was with me at the time.
Oh, I gotcha. All right, well, that's an interesting story.
Yep.
All right, and then whistle blows, and you get sent over to hitting the stick figure.
Cool.
Sword and shield.
Sword and shield.
Yep.
Do I see those axes there?
No, they are put away today.
Fuck. Okay. I'll just use the sword and shield.
Alrighty.
Who's with me this time? Do I know him or?
I don't think so.
Hmm.
You are now fighting next to a guy named. You don't know his name. Appears to be slightly older than most of the people here. He's probably one of the oldest, if not the oldest, that is here. 6'2". He's got some decent height to him.
Okay.
He's got short, black, curly hair.
Okay.
All right. And, it looks like to be of a pretty muscular build. Like he's pretty strong, pretty quick type thing.
How tall did you say he was?
6'2".
Okay. All right. So I don't want to initiate every conversation. I want to see how this guy acts. I'm not going to say anything.
All right. While you're fighting, it takes him 3 or 4 minutes to give notice. But you see him eyeing you probably every couple of minutes after that, looking at like with almost you can almost lose confused by why there's blood on your body. But he never says anything. He kind of sticks to himself.
Do I notice him like looking over? Do I need to roll for that?
Maybe once or twice. Yeah, you know what? Let's roll for it.
That's seems like a good time to roll.
Yeah. Hold on, I gotta switch my page. Roll.
Plus my perception or
Yeah.
21.
No,
I don't notice.
you don't notice.
All right, I'll just keep on fighting this stick figure.
Okay.
This wooden.
All right. 5 minutes pass. Is it 5 minutes? Is it every 5 minutes that it switches, or is it every 20 minutes? It's 20 minutes, isn't it?
Yeah, I thought you said 20.
All right. If it's every 20, then that's right. Cool. It just seems really long. I feel like it was 5 minutes.
I think it was 5 minutes for the sparring.
Gotcha. And the rest. Okay, that's right. All right. So yeah, you get switched over to sparring.
Cool. Who am I sparring with?
You are now sparring with. Let's see. Does the name? Let me see your list of people you know.
Right here.
Those are the only ones you know.
Was I those two guys?
Okay, you are sparring with Gradius now.
Gradius.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Again, he's pretty short compared to you. He's about 5'10", pretty young.
I trained earlier, didn't I?
Very briefly, and I think it was with him.
Yeah, I think I trained with him earlier.
Yep. So you're now again training with him again.
Okay, cool. I spoke to him earlier, so let's see if he notices anything about me.
Says welcome back.
Thank you.
No problem. Did you have fun?
It was a good time.
Good. Most times with the Dominus are. Doesn't
Right.
ask about anything. Just
Doesn't ask.
no.
Okay, cool. I'm not gonna like say shit about it because it's not how I do.
It's not how you do.
It's not how I do.
Alrighty. Anything?
No,
All
I'll
right.
just let that run out.
5 minutes pass. Second person you spar with is. Let me see the names you know. All right, you do not know this guy.
Okay.
It's about, again, pretty short. About 5'11". It's got short brown hair. Average body. He's not overly muscular. Just looks like a regular body. Like he may have been a hard worker. That's about it.
Okay.
And
What was that?
you could tell he's fighting pretty. Like, he's not going hard, but he's going harder than the rest.
Oh, is he? Okay.
And you may have recognized him as someone pointed him out earlier in an earlier episode, saying he was the most recent slave to join the gladiators.
Mm.
But it had been quite some time. He had been here for quite some time, I guess I should say, but he is the most recent.
Okay. Let's see. I'll just like, is he like, does he have like nice form or anything? Like what I notice?
You are pretty trained, but in your own way. Maybe his way's different. Go ahead and roll to see if it is a decent way.
Is that a perception?
Yeah, just roll a perception.
34.
Yeah, you definitely could tell that his form's pretty good. It's almost it's not the best, but it's up there pretty well.
One of the better?
Probably a 7.8 out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean it's not great, but it's not terrible.
Okay, so I'll just say to him, maybe I'm surprised about how good he's fighting against me. So I'll just tell him, nice form.
So you just say good. You have good form, or do you say nice form?
I'll just say nice form.
Nice form. He looks at you. He kind of gives like a smirk,
Yeah.
almost like he's offended, but he's not.
Okay.
Almost like he's like, "Oh, I know," type thing. But
Oh, like I know.
yeah,
Like
yeah, kind of like I know, but he's almost offended by the fact that you said it because he knows he has it. He has good form.
okay. Does he say anything?
No, he just keeps going at however hard he was going.
Okay. I'll ask him. Um, did you do all your training here?
Is it? He looks at you and just kind of gives like a slight nod in midst battle.
A slight nod, as in yes or no.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what'd you do before this? How long have you been here? Actually, I'll say that.
He kind of looks over at Doctore and he looks at you, and when he sees Doctore not looking like hardcore paying attention,
Yeah.
he kind of gives out. Been here for 6 months, and he's like very quiet about it.
6 months. Okay. I'll kind of be quiet too. I don't want to get him in trouble. So yeah, I'll ask him what his name is. What's your name?
People around here call me Cal.
Cal. I think I've heard that name actually.
Outside a game you have?
I think inside game I have.
I don't think so.
I think someone mentioned him to me.
They might have, but I don't know.
Okay.
I don't remember.
I might have heard it. Maybe
Sure.
not.
Sure.
I'll just say that anyway, even if I didn't.
Yeah. You've made quite the impression. Your name's been around.
All right. Good way or bad way?
It depends on who you're talking to.
I'm talking to you.
Well, me, I really have no. I don't give two shits for any of them.
For any of.
For any of the people here.
Okay. I didn't know if you
He's
meant.
like, yeah, sure. They fight beside me. You know, they've all been through the test, and they, every time they fight, they have their life on the line. But, I don't. When it comes down to it, I don't give two shits for them. I'm fighting for, not for glory. I'm fighting for more than that.
What are you fighting for? If you wish to share with me.
I don't wish to share with you.
All right, that's cool.
And what do you fight for?
What do I fight for?
And he, like, when he says that, he's like looking at your body like, I already know what you fight for. He says it more in a rhetorical, sarcastic way. He's like, and what do you fight for? And again, he kind of like eyes your body, looking at the blood and stuff like that on your body. It's dried now. The blood is dried now.
Okay,
So,
I'll
like,
probably see him eyeing me. So
you're fighting him.
I'll just say, you're looking at it.
Yeah, I know.
Does he say that?
Yeah, he says that. Again, the way he said it was more of a rhetorical, sarcastic way, so he kind of already knew based on the way your body looked.
Okay. I'll just say, you have such a keen observation.
And he looks at you and he's like, he doesn't, almost as if he doesn't understand some of the words you may have just used.
Okay.
So you can tell he may not be of the smartest bunch.
I'm saying I'm smarter than the average.
You were definitely 8 is average,
Yeah, like,
and you're like a 14, I think.
okay.
So
So the way I speak is.
and when I say average, I'm talking peasant.
Yeah.
So
The common.
that's what I think of when I say someone's average strength or average dexterity or average intelligence or something like that, or the average looks. I'm talking about a merchant you might see in the market, or somebody that owns a farm. Not some whore at the brothel or some person that lives on the streets. I'm talking someone at least of some importance, a merchant, some
Yeah.
person that owns a farm.
Someone who contributes to society.
Yes, rather than fucking.
Yeah. All right. So what does he say to me now?
No, he had said I know.
Oh, and he just kind of gives me a look like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like,
Are you in two? Okay.
okay, so I guess I just take his confused look as
He said you have a keen observation, and he looked at you almost with a confused look. Well, he didn't look at you confused look because he tries to play it off, but he didn't understand maybe the entire sentence due to maybe a couple of words he doesn't know.
okay. So he doesn't say anything.
He doesn't say anything. He just kind of goes about hitting, continuing his training.
That's fine. I wouldn't say anything. Like, I guess I wouldn't know if he's confused or not.
And again, you do tell that he's younger, just so you can make notes for yourself.
Yeah,
He
just for
he
younger.
is definitely youngish. And by youngish, I don't mean 14, 15.
Yeah.
But he is, he's definitely younger than some of the people here.
How long
Um,
has he been here?
6 months.
6 months. That's right.
Um, he's got short brown hair and just an average body. He doesn't look like he has a whole bunch of muscle. He just looks like he has a body that's, it's decently toned. You can tell he's obviously, a hard worker with whatever he had done before here.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll bring that up. What did you do before you came here?
Thought we went over this already. I don't want to talk about it.
I thought we went over why you're fighting, not what you did before you got here.
I don't want to talk about it.
All right. That's cool. Just keep fighting with him.
And you could tell he's kind of upset by the question that you've asked now. It kind of,
What he used to do,
well,
or
the questions you're starting to ask now, you're asking.
just my questions in general.
Yeah, they're getting somewhat personal, and he doesn't like to talk about his personal shit.
Okay.
You can infer, obviously.
Yeah.
But with your intelligence, you roll a d20, and I'll give you maybe.
With my intelligence.
Yeah, just roll a d20 plus 14. Roll a 28 or higher.
Shit. Wrong thing.
28 or higher. Nope.
Nope.
All right. So you don't recognize what I was going to tell you. So, something you may infer yourself as a player, but something I would have told you for sure
Okay.
if you would have got it right.
All right. So
Yep. Time keeps passing unless you say anything else.
no, he seems like a. He's not gonna say much. So.
All right. Alrighty. 5 minutes passes. The third one you're sparring with now.
Yeah. Number 3.
All right.
I think so.
Yes. And then you go from the top of the line to the bottom of the line. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like when you switch, you go from the top
Oh,
to
okay.
the bottom.
Okay.
Yeah. So you have to jog down.
All right.
And when you get to the other end, you realize you're fighting the guy you pushed to the ground.
Oh, the guy who
At the
broke my
very
nose.
beginning, Valerius.
Hilarious.
And you know his name well by now because every person you've talked to has mentioned his name. Basically.
Shit. Okay. I know about this guy. I know he doesn't talk much. I know he's kind of a big deal. I'll just fight with him.
He is 6'3". He's got shoulder length dark hair.
Okay. Kind of like me. That's kind of how I look.
Yeah. Except his isn't as rugged hair like yours probably is.
Yeah, mine's like messy and shit.
Yeah.
It's not all smooth.
Yeah.
All right, I'll fight with him for a few minutes and see if he says anything or
Doesn't say anything. And again, you realize he's not using a sword and shield like everyone else.
he's using daggers.
He's using daggers. And again, the daggers in training are a lot longer than the daggers he actually uses. But the daggers probably have a foot,
Foot long.
about a foot, foot and a half long blade.
Okay.
Okay? And he holds one in his hand like he's going to stab.
Yeah.
And he holds the other one like he's going to
Sweet.
slash the throat.
Cool.
Yeah, so it's like a backhand almost. And you, right hand one he has stabbing, left one he has slashing.
Okay. Cool. And this dude's fucking fast as shit too.
Mm-hmm. And he's really strong. He's hitting just as hard as all.
This guy's so OP.
He's pretty fucking OP. His stats are pretty strong. His two main stats are pretty strong, I guess I should say, that I rolled.
Yeah. Shitty.
His other ones are just okay.
Okay. Does he just fights with me? He didn't say anything.
Mm-mm. You can tell he knows who you are. Because he saw the kill, and he sees blood on your body now. Of course he's curious. He doesn't say anything, though.
Okay. So I'll just say
I want to know how I got these scars. That would have been great. I'm sorry. I had to add that.
shit. No, I don't say that. I'll just be fighting with him. I'll just say my nose is feeling better.
He looks up and he looks at your nose. And it's obviously in a lot better condition than it was 3 days ago.
It still looks fucked up though, right?
It still looks pretty bad.
Okay.
The medicus tried to fix it when you went to go get your wounds fixed for getting whipped.
Yeah.
but he hit it pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, so it definitely looks a lot better than it did the other day. Bled for a couple hours. He just kind of, he doesn't chuckle. He just gives, this guy as well gives like a smirk, like,
Like a dickish smirk or like
yeah.
a.
Again, the chuckle's like a dick chuckle.
I didn't know a dick could chuckle.
Yeah, right. But he's like,
All right.
you know, as like a bad guy would when he got first strike or something.
Yeah. How did he break my nose again? Did he punch me or?
He threw you on the ground,
Excuse-
and instead of punching you, he took his elbow to your nose.
Oh, it was his elbow. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'll just keep fighting for a little bit more, and then.
Are you gonna say anything else, or
Well, does he say anything right
he
now?
doesn't? He doesn't say anything.
Okay.
You can tell he's pretty focused on his training.
What was his name?
As-
Valerius or
Valerius.
Valerius? Okay.
And you can tell he's pretty focused on his training. Almost to the point where he's not. He hasn't accepted the fact that he's good enough. Like he's still trying to get better.
Okay.
You know, as a champion, you would think obviously he'd be going normal, but he appears to be going a little bit harder than normal.
Has he been referred to as like a god in the arena, or like?
He's been around for like 2 years, I think now, 2 or 3 years, and he doesn't have any cuts on his body, so essentially yes, the crowd loves him.
Okay.
They think him to be unkillable.
Okay.
They call him the Immortal. You were gonna find that out later, so
I don't know that now.
you don't know that now.
Fuck.
You'll find it out here probably in the next 2 or 3 episodes,
Okay. Yeah.
depending on whenever the games of Trajan happen.
Yeah. Okay. So you're Valerius, right?
He looks at you and gives you a dumb, like, "Are you fucking stupid?" look. No, you know what? When you say that, he literally just stops attacking you and looks at you. Doc Troy doesn't get onto him at all.
I'm just okay. As he does that, I'm gonna say it's okay to use words. I'll listen to you.
And he just starts attacking you again.
Okay, we start. So I think that was a yes. I'm gonna assume. Am I right?
And he just gives you a look and you accept it as a yes. You can accept it as a yes.
All right. Fucking this guy right now.
Well, you're asking stupid questions. He doesn't answer stupid questions.
Well, I'm asking like fucking obvious questions to see how he reacts.
Well, yeah, you're going to ask an obvious question you already know the answer to. He feels he doesn't have the need to answer it.
Okay, I'm just gonna see how like. Let's see. So why the daggers?
He's like, it's what I specialize in.
Okay. Just curious. What made you choose those? You
I grew up with him.
know? Where did you grow up, if you don't mind me asking?
I grew up here in Rome.
In Rome. Were you a soldier? Or
Of a sort.
of a sort? I was a soldier of a sort.
Ah.
Indeed. I was expecting more from that to be honest.
Yeah, like, he says it like he's not impressed kind of thing. He's like, why would I care if you're a soldier or not?
Just trying to relate, buddy.
You can't relate the two of us.
Maybe.
Excuse me.
Don't really know much about me.
I've heard stories.
You've heard stories.
Well, yeah, but where would these stories come from unless they're, already been shared?
Exactly, and I've heard stories about you.
What have you heard?
What have I heard? I think anything I say, you're just gonna stop fighting and look at me.
Well, let's see if the stories are true. If they're true, I'll stop fighting. If they're fake,
You'll keep fighting.
I'll keep fighting.
How about if they're fake, you stop fighting? So then I really know.
Okay.
All right, that sounds better to me. I've heard that you are a legend. Most say probably God. You have never been touched in the arena. You took down a giant, some say, but I would just call him a guy of my equal size.
He was actually like 4 inches taller than you. 5.
Oh, was he? I thought he was like
was-
around my size.
He was 7 foot.
Oh, he was 7 foot. Okay.
Yeah, and you're 6'7", so that's like 4 or 5 inches taller than you.
Okay, I'll just say. I heard you took down a giant, or someone a few inches taller than me. So, that's what I've heard. Heard you're kind of a big deal. You know,
He hasn't stopped fighting yet.
okay. Heard you're kind of a big deal. You know, you get what you want when you want it, kind of thing. And Gallus, it seems like you are the, I would say, most important person here, other than uh, those four. And I'm pointing up to the
Four family members.
the family members in that direction.
And he corrects you and he says, "I'm the most important gladiator."
Most important gladiator.
He corrects you, and he says that because he's inferring that all the guards, doctore, and all the people inside of the house, even the slaves that assist the main household members, are above you,
Above me.
gladiators.
So he's okay. So it's saying above him too.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he says slaves last, more so just to infer that they're on equal level. But basically, everyone comes before you guys.
You guys, there again
The
with the.
gladiators. Me, I'm saying this to you.
Oh, okay. I thought he was
DM to
saying.
player. No,
Okay, I thought he
he
said
wouldn't
that.
use so many words.
Okay, I thought.
The only words he has said is when he corrected you saying gladiators.
Okay, I thought you were like saying certain things and then going back to DM and.
No,
Okay.
everything I just told you was DM.
Okay, makes sense now.
Yeah.
So I will
You
say
said you was the most important person. Besides those four, he said of the gladiators.
of the gladiators. I have a question though, if you might be able to answer. I was up in the trophy room, and there was a solid gold statue, and there was no writing on it, none that I could see. Have you been? Have you seen it?
Of course I have.
Do you know who it is?
Of course I do.
I'm just kind of looking at him like, well,
He says Gallus told you he'd tell you, didn't he?
how did you know that?
He says Gallus says the same thing to everybody.
Oh, all right. I was like, okay.
Now, you interpret that the way you want to. Only me as the DM knows the true meaning behind that. I will let you interpret that as you will.
You want me to tell you what I think he meant?
If you want to, yeah. If you want to tell all the the fans, the viewers, how you feel that should be interpreted, I'm not going to respond to it at all. I will just let you kind of let people inside your head for a second.
Okay. The way he said that Gallus tells everyone the same thing, I referred to everyone either asking and him eventually telling, or Gallus. No, the first way. That's how I interpret that.
Okay. What was it again? I'm sorry. I was thinking something else. My bad. Real quick, just brief.
I picture what he said. Gallus says the same thing to everyone. I just interpret that as him, Gallus, having that mainly a conversation piece, and just like to like mess with us.
Okay, so kind of playing you as a game, or just that's a common story, or
Like revealing who it is when the time's right. Kind of like a
I got you.
one of those. I don't know the correct terms for that.
Alrighty, so
Um,
alrighty, so I guess do you ask him anything else? Because the last thing he said was, he says Gallus, Gallus tells that to everybody.
I'm just gonna kind of look at him like, okay, I think I might know what you're saying, and then I won't say anything else.
Alrighty, so do you go back to training or no?
Yeah, I'll just go back training.
Alrighty, so that was your third fighter, is that correct?
Let's see.
I think that was 3.
Fuck Cal,
Vilius.
Vilius. No, that's 4.
You
Because
should-
I fought Gradius first.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Alrighty. So, with that being said, Doctor yells for y'all to stop, and You guys aren't told to go eat, but you're told to grab water.
No food?
Nope, you just ate within
Yeah, that was like an hour
an
ago.
hour
so,
ago.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
with that being said, that's going to end the first session, guys. We'll be right back with you if you're switching over. So get fucked, YouTube, for no reason. You guys aren't getting fucked, really. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you for not getting fucked. Laters.